You're tuned into Big Ideas Small Business with Doreen Milano. Doreen brings energy, focus, and creativity with the most cutting-edge tools and systems needed to grow business, drive profits, and achieve dreams. Ready to rise? Here's your host, Doreen Milano.
So we're here today with Jenna Zebrowski, the real estate attorney that everybody needs to know. And Jenna, let's face it, we are starting to get out there and we are starting to get more active, and some of us are having to go out and lease property for our businesses.
What a great thing to do. This is the market to do it in. I know inventory's low, prices are high. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. We know what's happening right now. So this is the situation to deal with. Be prepared and move when it's time.
What you're here to help us with, though, is every time we go in to look at a property that we're going to lease, before we sign, you need to look at it.
Before you sign something, call me. Call me before you sign something. Once you've signed it, it is legally binding and there's not a whole lot I can do. There's usually something, but it's not nearly as much. If you get a little advice beforehand, if you invest in yourself and your business, hey, is this what I think I'm getting, what I'm really getting? Then you can find out, yes, I am getting what I'm getting, or more likely, no, that wasn't quite what I understood it to be. You can go in there, you can be confident, you can understand it, and you can get on with your business. You don't need to worry about what is this thing that's coming back. Oh, that's not important. Yeah, it probably is. And who's telling you that, right? I mean, is this another attorney? Is this the realtor? There's a lot of unknowns here. Get somebody on your side who can tell you, yes, this is what you're getting and what you are not getting. It's really hard to spot things that are missing, especially if you don't know what to look for.
Absolutely. And there's no such thing as a boilerplate lease in Texas.
Well, there's no such thing as a boilerplate lease, a standard lease. There's lots of forms. Go do a Google search right now for real estate lease forms, and you'll find bazillions. Many of them will be for residential real estate leases, possibly in a different state. Who knows what they say? I've read a lot of them. I haven't read them all, and I don't know which one you've got. So it's probably a good idea to have somebody actually read it and tell you what it says. Is this a good one? It could be for you. It might not be for somebody else. You don't know until you really dig into it and read it and understand it.
Why this is important is when I got to Texas, I leased a property for my business. And I didn't know Jenna at that point. My loss. Truly, my loss. Because even though it was a big, upstanding company that I leased from, they had all kinds of worms in that lease that I ended up paying a lot more money than I needed to when it came to the termination of the lease. And that's where Jenna comes in. She will figure all of that out for you before you have to write the check to cover your bases.
We figure it out in advance. It's not just, it's anything new and exciting to start, right? You jump into a relationship, it's a new home, it's a new business, whatever it is, that's bright and shiny and fun. And you want to be a business operator, you want to operate your business. That's where your money is. I don't want to worry about accounting or marketing or legal. I know they're important, but I don't want to deal with it, right? And everyone knows a divorce attorney or someone that writes wills and trusts, but who the heck knows a commercial real estate attorney? It's not just like there's one in every corner. So I need to find someone that actually knows what they're talking about and doesn't cost $5 bazillion and can actually read this and take it from legalese into English. And what does it mean to me? What is my business? What am I doing with it? What am I not doing with it? And what are my concerns? Every business owner has very specific concerns. A lot of them are shared, but there's always something that's nuanced in the business, and that lease can turn on that one item. So my job is to find out what that is or what those items are, along with the other 999,000 that are important to know from a legal standpoint, get it all tied up in a nice, neat bow so that both parties know what they're signing. The landlord doesn't make money until the tenant signs the lease, so that's their incentive to get them to sign. Their job isn't to make sure they understood it or read it or anything else. Their job is to get paid and enforce the lease. So most landlords are going to have an experience and an attorney on their side. If tenants don't have the experience, and they probably don't, then they need to have an attorney that they can trust, someone that understands what they're getting into, what they're not getting into, what is the risk, and is it worth what I want to do?
Well, I can be really honest here to say that was the first time I had to actually rent a property for my business. I'd never done it before in my life.
not a lot of people go around going, oh, I want to rent a commercial property, or I want to move to a different place. This isn't something they teach you in business school or the mentoring programs or the Small Business Administration. Because there's other things. You're a business operator, whatever your business is, goods, services, you're operating your business. That's where you make money. That's your passion. That's what you want to do. I don't want to read 6 or 16 or 106 pages of legalese and figure it out to do it once for a lease, because I'm never going to do it again, except maybe in 5 years when I renew it. I don't know what it says. Well, I make a living doing that. I read leases all day long. Yes, I enjoy it. And I understand what you're getting into. I've seen it before. That seems like a lot. It can seem daunting. Whatever you're doing to operate, I'm also daunted. I have no idea how you run your business. I'm glad you do. And I don't do my own accounting. I don't do my own marketing because could I? I can do anything. Do I want to? Is it profitable?
It is not.
So let people do what they do. You stick to operating your business. I've got your back. I'm here to read everything, protect you. Hey, do you know what you're getting into? Do you understand this? Let me tell you what it says. Let's identify your risk. Let's quantify your risk and decide if it's a risk you're worth taking for your business. And then we get you, lined up, do what you need to do, and you go on your way.
With that being said, I'm sure most of your clients are your clients because they didn't have you read the lease first.
I get a fair amount of clients that way. I get some people that are, I've had more than one tell me I'm ready to sign on the dotted line and thought, ooh, I should probably get some help on this. That's the best time, at the beginning, before you've signed and bound yourself to whatever the agreement is. Having said that, some people sign a lease, it's great, it's going fine until the property is sold, something changes, they need to renew, the market's different. I haven't had to worry about it. I've been doing this for 2, 5, 20 years. Well, everything was fine until, right? And nobody saw the pandemic coming. If you did, congratulations on your crystal ball. But we didn't see it coming, and it changed a lot of things. People that were doing okay or doing just fine suddenly didn't have income, didn't have their business running the way it was. What do I do? What is one of the most expensive things in your business besides your personnel?
Your lease payment.
It's going to be your real estate, your mortgage payment, or your lease. If you weren't prepared and had it done properly, you don't know how to deal with that. And it's intimidating. I'm busy trying to keep my business going and pay my employees. I don't want to have to read the legalese and fight with a landlord who's doing whatever. That's part of what my job is, understanding the nuances. I was very busy, as many of us were during the pandemic, trying to help my clients find a deal, work something out, so they could stay in their space or get in the situation that would allow them to operate. There's always challenges, and it's a partnership. It's a group effort. You can't do it by yourself. I certainly can't do it by myself. I've got my team in place. You need to have yours as well. Doesn't mean that you have to have a lawyer like on speed dial that you're calling every time, but when you've got a very specific problem, you need someone with a very specific solution.
And you have created your practice in a really narrow, deep silo.
I think so, yes. Commercial real estate leasing. So many people do that. I cannot tell you how many times I've walked into meetings or events with other real estate attorneys who don't do that. Leasing, really? Yeah, that's what I do. So landlord-tenant law in a house that you're living in or an apartment is very different than a landlord-tenant relationship in a commercial building, an office, a retail space, an industrial space. That's considered a commercial transaction. The laws and the rules say that the parties are sophisticated and they're able to negotiate an agreement. They don't need the same consumer protections that you would if it's a place you're living and you're renting from a landlord. Whether that's true or not for me to say. It's what the facts are. So you read it and you understand it or you don't understand it. That's what that says. I agreed to that. Yes, you signed it. Well, that's not what I understood. That's not what I believed. Well, it's what you signed. That's why you need to talk to me first so that you know what you're getting into. Just because it's written down there saying, here, sign this, there's always room to negotiate.
Every time.
Every time. Let me put it this way. Why would you sign a lease that you know is bad? This is the perfect place. This is the way I've got to be. Well, if this is how the tone of the relationship is set, and a lease isn't short term, 2, 5, 10, 25 years for a commercial space, is that somebody that you want to be hanging out with that's going to treat you this way to start with? Maybe you're okay with that.
That is a great question.
Know what you're getting into.
Let's pause right there. Let's go to commercial break and hear from our sponsors. We'll be back in just a second.
Apollo
polished look says a lot about you. In under 3 seconds, that first impression can open and close doors. Jeprive. Jeprive has the brands you love to wear. Style & Company, Pistola, Aiden, Vince Camuto, and more. 165 labels with fit that flatters. Jeprive.com. Jeprive ships from Farmers Branch, Texas. Ask us about local DFW fashion shows that bring Jeprive right to you. Upscale fashion doesn't have to be expensive, and you don't have to dig through racks of clothes that end up damaged and missing buttons from being tried on over and over and over again. Jeprive.com is your answer to fine clothing in casual, career, and formal wear. Make a name for yourself. Do it in style. Jeprive. Jeprive.com. Name brand apparel without the department store prices. Business runs on technology, and human beings are creatures of habit. Unfortunately, not all our habits are good. Technology, when it works, is supposed to make our lives easier, creating routines that allow us to protect customer data, track our progress, forecast the future, communicate better, and move much faster. So, you need technology solutions that work when you're not working, or simply not paying attention. Smart technology solutions, making the complicated uncomplicated. Interested in starting a podcast or TV show? Worried about what you'll say and how to keep it engaging? Think you'd like to be a guest on podcast, radio, or TV shows? Hi, I'm Susan Hamilton, owner and founder of OBBM Network, and I would like to invite you to an OBBM media training to get the tools you need for a relaxed and polished performance you'll be proud to share. Our specialized training techniques include role play, voice training, and everything you need to deliver a confident, clear, and engaging interaction. Go to offbeatbusiness.com. Go to the calendar and register for a training that's convenient for you. Dates available now, 214-714-0495.
My American dream is to help you stay healthy and energized so you can live your American dream.
Our American dream is equipping future generations of American dreamers.
My American dream is to protect my community so they can live their American dream.
My American dream is to bring you some spice and flavor to your life.
Our American dream is ensuring what's most valuable to you.
Our American dream is creating opportunities for healthcare providers so they can have their American dreams.
My American dream is serving our business community and advocating for all of your American dreams.
Welcome back. This is Doreen Milano. We're with Jenna Zebrowski. She's the attorney that you need to know if you have commercial real estate. Jenna, let's talk about investors and commercial real estate. Let's have that discussion because people are starting to realize that today it's more important than ever for them to invest their money not in the stock market, but in real estate.
Diversification is important. And I mean, I'm a real estate investor too. My husband and I own several properties. So yeah, if I think it's good for me, I think it's good for you too. And even though I'm a real estate attorney, my husband also has a property background. We made some mistakes at the beginning. If you don't know what you don't know, you're going to find out the hard way, and that usually costs some money. So it's okay to be new. We all were once, but it's also important to have your team. Whatever course or internet guru or however you get to your real estate journey, they're going to tell you you need support. You cannot do it alone. I guess you could, but that'd be a whole lot of work you don't have to go through. So get your team in place and be prepared. It is a hot market. I don't need to tell anybody this. So it's not going to be an easy transaction. People that are experienced know that they need to be prepared. They need to be ready to move. They need to identify their risk, and they need to be ready to assess it and move accordingly. Sometimes the deal you walk away from is going to be a better investment than that sour deal that goes really sour. What kind of property are you looking at getting in? What is it zoned for? Is it divided? Are there tenants in the building that you don't want to be there? Is there a lot of deferred maintenance, expensive deferred maintenance? You got to kind of pry up that paint can lid and look underneath and see what's under there. It looks really good on the surface. That's the marketing. Once you sign on that dotted line and you're obligated, all the flashy stuff goes away and you're stuck with what you've signed. So you better know what you're getting into, and you better know how to assess it quickly before you sign on that dotted line.
So are there circumstances in which I decide I'm going to invest in real estate? If I buy 2 or 3 residential properties, does that qualify as a commercial investment?
Like everything else, it depends, right? In this case, the person living there, it's their residence, it's their home, right? You, the investor, are not living there. This is a commercial investment. You're doing this for wealth generation. You're doing this to legacy. You're doing it because you want to pay for your kids' college tuition. I don't know why. I hope you do. But you're not living there. This is not your homestead. This is a place that is generating income for you. It's a much more business and commercial transaction. It's an investment, and you absolutely need to have some support. Even if it's a property that you inherited from 3 generations back and it's had the same tenants for generations. There's always something. Even, who expected the pandemic 2 minutes 10 years ago, right? So we didn't plan for it. So what do we do now? You can't plan for everything, but when something comes up, you need to know where to go.
It's really important whether we're investing in real estate as commercial property or we're investing in real estate as true industrial property.
Right. Commercial real estate is a lot of different things.
Right.
Basically, any place you don't live. So an industrial warehouse, a retail space, technically multifamily housing like an apartment or condominium could fall under commercial real estate, usually for zoning and certain laws, but people are living there. So depending on what situation you're addressing is what kind of laws are applicable. So, they told me I could do this and they told me I could do that. Who are they and what are they telling you? Would you actually rather know what the law dictates you can and cannot do, or what good practice says you can and cannot do? Wouldn't you like to know that before you've spent a whole bunch of money going down a road that may or may not be right? You can do a lot of things, but the consequences, they're always there.
And that is something that we really need to be cognizant of as we jump into real estate as an investment opportunity.
I wouldn't even jump. I would tread carefully. It's a chess game. It's not just, let's go in there and get a crew and flip this house and sell it, or we'll fix up this commercial space and get it full of tenants. What happens when you're sitting on that property that's been vacant for 6 months and you didn't account to it? What about that big back tax bill or that lien you didn't know about? What about that thing you didn't know about? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, while you're playing chess backwards with your hair on fire. So it's a lot of different factors to have going at one time. One person can't solve it all. You are either a marketer because you're trying to get people in the space. You are an investor because you have to come up with the money to support it. You are an interior decorator because you have to make it attractive. You are a property manager because something always goes wrong, usually when you don't have the money for it. So you need to know how to address all of those things, which are all happening at all of your different properties, all at once. It's a lot to handle, and you need to be prepared for it.
When it comes to understanding the ins and outs of what we need to know, can we just call you and talk to you?
That's what I'm here for. That's why I have a website. That's why I have a phone number. That's why people actually answer the phone. It's not just leave a message and go through this voicemail tree. I created this practice. I run it lean and mean. I could charge a lot more money, but I don't, because I work with a virtual practice. I do a lot of things over the phone, so I don't have the same overhead that some of the other law firms are going to have. I also stay really focused on what I work on, which is commercial real estate, right? So I'm not necessarily going to be dealing with residential and landlord-tenant issues. I have people I send those to, and they do a really good job, but this is for commercial real estate professionals or people that want to be professionals. I give away, or I don't give anything, but I provide a complimentary discovery call so we can figure out what the heck your issue is and make sure it's something I can even solve. I don't want to take your money or tell you I can do something until I know that I can. If I can't, I've got resources that are available to help you solve that issue. Might be a banker, it might be insurance, it might be a property manager, it might be something completely different. But if it's not a legal issue, we'll figure that out really quick. If it is, then we'll figure out how to get it solved for you or resolved for you. Usually nobody's happy with the resolution, but resolution is always, always better than sitting there wondering what's next, waiting for things to happen. If you don't act, somebody else will.
So I have a question here.
Okay.
At what point in the purchase process of a real estate deal do you come into play? Would you look at that contract the realtor is asking me to sign?
Probably a good idea. Realtors are great people. They're really good resources for finding things. They are not attorneys, and they know that, and they'll tell you, hey, here's a document. You should have somebody look at it. I am somebody. I am the commercial real estate attorney. I can read all of those pages. I know what they mean. I can put it into English that people, like normal human beings, can understand that haven't spent a lot of money and effort and time in law school. And then I can also help you figure out how that is applicable to your business. Is this a risk for your business? Does it matter? What's it going to cost? What might it cost? What are other considerations you need to have, right?
So before you buy.
Before you sign on the dotted line, call me. Call me before you sign on the dotted line. I can do a lot more before you sign. The earlier you engage your team, the better off you are, but it's never too late. Even if you wait till after you sign on the dotted line, it's just going to cost a lot more money. So right before you think, I want to commit myself to this very large investment, call me. The sooner the better.
That is the best golden nugget that I've ever heard. So, if you have your commercial realtor showing you properties and they're saying, this is the one you want to buy, and here's the agreement, you stop before you sign and you give it to Jenna and you have that discussion about what is in this agreement, what the property is, what it looks like. Can I do the things that I want to do that I'm assuming I can do? Because we, as business owners, make assumptions.
Assuming is a dangerous game.
It is.
And people, your realtor, and realtors, again, are very valuable in the process. They don't get paid until you sign on the dotted line. I get paid whether you sign on the dotted line or not. So my interests are different. My job is to identify that risk, help you understand that risk, and mitigate that risk. I can't make it go away because then there'd be no business, but we can at least make sure you know what you're getting into. What is in this document that you're signing? What are you obligated to? What is missing? It is really hard to spot things that aren't there if you don't know what you're looking for. I always find the same 3 or 4 things in every single lease that are missing. And I always stick them in there and say, this needs to happen. And a lot of the times the landlords will take them, or the tenant, depending on which side I'm representing. But if you don't ask, you won't get it. You don't know to ask. Your realtor doesn't know to ask. Your mother-in-law or your best friend's brother or whoever's helping you doesn't know. So you're not going to get it. So you need to get somebody who knows, who can help you do it. Make sure you can do what you want to do the way you want to do it. There's zoning issues, there's door heights, there's disability access, there's all sorts of things. I can move this doorway and put this thing here. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. We don't know until we get into it.
Good point.
I have a few of those.
One of the things I know for sure is that Jenna, when you have the conversation with Jenna, she's going to hit you right between the eyes. It's going to be straight, it's going to be to the point, and it's not going to be candy-coated.
We're business owners. I am too. I own my own law firm. We've all got better things to do. I've also seen it all. I have seen people sign things they shouldn't. I've seen them not sign things they should. That's okay. We're going to meet you where you are. There's not apologies. There's not tears. This is the situation we're in. How do we solve it? I'm not as concerned how you got there, what the history is. I'm concerned about solving the issue. Sometimes the fault doesn't matter. Blame doesn't matter in this case. We need to get to a resolution my goal is to avoid a lawsuit. People really don't want to be in those. That's even more expensive. So let's see what we can do to get past the difficulty. There's always emotions and psychology involved, but at the end of the day, I'm here to solve the problem that you have. And I really don't care how or why you got there. I got other things to do, like solving your problem.
So let's stop right there with the problem and solution, and let's take a break and talk to our sponsors. We'll be right back in a second.
Interested in starting a podcast or TV show? Worried about what you'll say and how to keep it engaging? Think you'd like to be a guest on podcast, radio, or TV shows? Hi, I'm Susan Hamilton, owner and founder of OBBM Network, and I would like to invite you to an OBBM media training to get the tools you need for a relaxed and polished performance you'll be proud to share. Our specialized training techniques include role play, voice training, and everything you need to deliver a confident, clear, and engaging interaction. Go to offbeatbusiness.com. Go to the calendar and register for a training that's convenient for you. Dates available now, 214-714-0495.
My American dream is to help you stay healthy and energized so you can live your American dream.
Our American dream is equipping future generations of American dreamers.
My American dream is to protect my community so they can live their American dream.
My American dream is to bring you some spice and flavor to your life.
Our American dream is ensuring what's most valuable to you.
Our American dream is creating opportunities for healthcare providers so they can have their American dream.
My American dream is serving our business community and advocating for all of your American dreams.
A polished look says a lot about you. In under 3 seconds, that first impression can open and close doors. Japrive has the brands you love to wear. Style & Company, Pistola, Aiden, Vince Camuto, and more. 165 labels with fit that flatters. Japrive.com. Japrive ships from Farmers Branch, Texas. Ask us about local DFW fashion shows that bring Japrive right to you. Upscale fashion doesn't have to be expensive, and you don't have to dig through racks of clothes that end up damaged and missing buttons from being tried on over and over and over again. Japrive.com is your answer to fine clothing in casual, career, and formal wear. Make a name for yourself. Do it in style. Japrive. Japrive.com. Name brand apparel without the department store prices.
Welcome back. I'm Doreen Milano, and my guest is Jenna Zebrowski, who is the commercial real estate attorney you all need to know. So Jenna, let's end this segment with some stories. Let's talk about some real life situations that business owners never imagined they would be in.
All of them. I cannot tell you how many phone calls I've had. I've never had to talk to an attorney. I don't know any. I didn't think I needed to hire one. I tried to solve it myself. I don't know what to do. Well, of course you don't. That's why you hire me, right? A big one is usually when a company is evolving. I had a couple that these businesses lease some space. I didn't know them at the time. Then their situation changes. They need more. They're successful. One was a counseling service, and she needed to hire people and have more space to visit more clients. And another one was a manufacturer, and she produced products in her space. Our manufacturer, local Dallas girl, man, it was right before the holiday season too, and she was going gangbusters, and she said, I've got to have more space. She found new space, and then she called me and said, now I need to get out of my old one, and I have to do it in 72 hours so I don't interrupt production. Sure, no problem, right? Well, her landlord didn't want her to go. He wanted to hold her to a really rotten lease that he wasn't abiding by either. It was knocked down, drag out, ugly. Meanwhile, she's trying to prepare for her busiest year ever to make all of her orders and continue hiring employees.
As a business owner, that is just nerve-wracking.
After we did get it solved. We got her out of the old space, got her into the new one. No small animals were harmed in the production of this lease termination. It was rough. We had some tough times, and then she said, I didn't talk to anyone for about 3 days. She just needed to relax and decompress. Right. Yeah. But she told me, I would not have gotten out of this without you. Then she's paying double rent during her busiest season when she can't operate. So part of my job is to, let you operate. Let me focus on the stuff that I can help you with. You go focus on the stuff that you know how to do, right? Obviously, there's some communication. There's still some tension there with the landlord-tenant relationship. But she's like, at least I can, get along with what I need to do. And we know what the parameters are of the situation. She had to be able to move equipment and do certain things. And she was able to do it because we planned for it. Again, it's a chess game. It's a long-term, what are all the things that could happen? What are all the rabbit holes?
What are all the moving parts?
What do we have to chase down?
Yeah.
So same thing with my counselor. He didn't want her to go. She was a great revenue source. She's like, I can't see my clients here. So we really had to just go to the mat on that. And part of it is she needed to focus on her clients so that they were getting the services they need. Do what you need to do. Take care of that. I will take care of the legal part of it. And we got it done, and everything was signed in a legally binding document. So if anyone comes back saying you can't do that, yeah, you can, and I got the legal proof here for it. So it's not just being able to walk away. It's walking away knowing that you're protected to do that.
What I hear is peace of mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're not going to have it if you don't know what you're missing, and it comes back to haunt you because you didn't wrap it up right because you're DIYing it. You should DIY like your tie-dye or your birthday cake. You shouldn't DIY really important things like your house, building a new car, your commercial real estate. You've got some people that do. I've had a couple of clients that came in and mostly due to the pandemic, their businesses were not doing well. They needed to stop spending money. They needed to cut expenses. What's one of your most expensive things besides your people?
Your lease.
Bingo. So I had one client, we actually ended getting him up out of 2 leases. One was really an albatross hanging out there, and we got that one done. He said, you know what? This came back. This has been a real relief, and he was able to do some other business-oriented things. So can we do it again? Sure, why not? So we ended up getting him out of a second lease that wasn't quite as onerous, but it definitely affected his bottom line. Last I spoke, which was pretty recently, he's still up and running and able to operate. He was able to recover because he didn't have this expense hanging over his head. If you don't get that solved, eventually the landlord will kick you out. Eventually there's going to be a lawsuit to recover costs. Eventually you're going to end up paying a whole lot more money to people you really don't like than investing a small amount with an attorney and in your business right now to prevent those problems. That's what I do.
That's
prevent
brilliant.
Problems.
That's truly brilliant.
Thank you.
When we look at how we get into trouble, it's never what we expect.
Expect the unexpected.
And so if we don't know what's in our lease, we don't know what's coming.
You don't understand what's in your lease and you don't know what's missing. Oh, we should have accounted for that. We knew we should have accounted for that. Yeah, but did it get from inside of your head to on the paper where everyone agrees to it? That's my job, to make sure it gets kind of that last mile.
How important is it for business owners to, now that I'm in this lease, I need to have you look at the lease?
It's better to have you look at it before you get in it, especially if you're trying to get out of it.
But if I'm in it, because we didn't know you before.
Right, hey, that's okay. There are plenty of people that come to me in all stages. I'm just getting started. I don't know how I ended up here. I need to get out of this. Various levels of distress or despair. I'll meet you where you're at. I've got better things to do than judge. I don't have time to sit there and like unwind all the blame and fault. It doesn't matter. What matters is this is where you are. How do we get you out of it? And people get themselves into really strange situations. This is why I have a job. And this is why I can help you get out of it. So the sooner you get in touch with someone, the better. Before you're late on your rent, before the problem has really escalated. You've got a lot more options the sooner you get involved.
Well, my point in asking about that was that we don't know that we're in trouble if you haven't looked at the lease.
Well, if you're not paying your rent, you're in trouble. Or if you have some sort of disaster in your space, if the windows break, if there's a flood, if there's a fire. But what do you do? Oh my gosh, something happened. What do I do? And the landlord says, actually, you have to rebuild all of this. What? What have I been paying you rent for? Well, if you look at the lease, I had a client that actually found out that the landlord was not carrying insurance on a building. There was a casualty. It was basically leveled. There were like a few bricks standing. My client had to pay not to just rebuild the particular unit they were in, but the entire strip shopping center, the strip of the shopping center, which was 4 or 5 stores, which is really expensive. Here's the kicker. That was a really good client. This client could have bought the shopping center 3 or 4 times over. It would have been a lot cheaper to have had ownership of the shopping center and to deal with that as opposed to rebuilding it at their cost. So you're giving the landlord a brand new building. One sentence, it was in the second to last paragraph of the insurance section of the lease. Landlord is not required to carry insurance. Tenant's insurance will be primary and will pay for any damage. Millions of dollars. If they had called me first, I remember feeling my heart sink when I read that line after it was signed. That line would have not made it into the lease if I'd read it.
Wow.
That's pretty extreme. They're not all that bad, but
wow.
Yeah, you don't know what you don't know if you didn't read it. But I read it. I didn't see that. I read it and I saw it. That's why I do what I do.
But you know what those things mean.
And I knew who we needed to get on the phone with and have some conversations with. We were able to mitigate some of the damage on the insurance side, which was helpful, but at the end of the day, we could have prevented the whole insurance from being involved if this particular sentence hadn't been in the lease. It's a pretty dramatic example, but it's a really relevant one. And this is a million-dollar company that has a lot of locations. So it was pretty dramatic, but same type of thing. If you're a small business owner, one location.
But stop a second. We are in Dallas. There are tornadoes in Dallas.
Earthquakes, hurricanes.
I mean, there's all kinds of weather things that we have no control over that can do massive damage.
Don't forget those foundations. We're laying on clay, right? Those
Oh, yeah.
buildings are moving all the time.
If you don't understand what is in your documents that you've signed
And what's missing?
Give Jenna a call. It's going to be important to you.
Make sure you can operate and make money at your business, because I got your back.
You know, it's been an exciting half hour.
Wild ride.
Wild ride. We are so thankful for you being here. And thank you all for watching. We hope we brought a lot, of value.
Looking forward to hearing
Jenna's
from you.
phone number is?
My phone number, you can go ahead and go to my website. That's lawbyjz, LAWBYJZ.com. You're going to be able to book an appointment either over the phone or via email, whatever's most convenient for you. Pick it up, and you'll probably talk to another person to make sure you're scheduled in there. But before you spend any money, before you spend any time, you and I will have a conversation directly, one-on-one, about what are you doing, how do we solve the problem you're in. So you're not going through a paralegal, you're not going through an answering service, you're talking to me. And like I said, go to lawbyjz.com, 2 a.m., 2 p.m., doesn't matter, email, phone, you can pick a calendar link. I try to make it easy as possible. I'm a small business owner too, I know time is valuable, pick what works for you, I'm here to help.
That is awesome. Thank you so much, Jenna.
Thanks, Doreen.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been fun.
Thank you all for watching. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. The fact is, business has changed. Engagement has changed. And for us to recover our businesses and our communities, we have to engage differently. If you want to have a serious conversation about engagement, community, and your business, call me, Doreen Milano, Visions to Excellence. I'm an executive coach. You can reach me at 650-483-5798 or contact me online at v2e.biz. That's capital V, number 2, e.biz. Let's have a conversation.
This has been Big Ideas Small Business with Doreen Milano. Doreen Milano solves problems for small and mid-market family-owned businesses and service-based industries. To work with Doreen, go to v2e.biz. For guest and sponsorship information, call 650-483-5798. Big Ideas Small Business with Doreen Milano is produced by Offbeat Business Media for the OBBM Network. For OBBM Network programming information, call 214-714-0495. Unauthorized use of any part of Big Ideas Small Business with Doreen Milano without prior permission through the OBBM network is strictly prohibited.